But let's get started with some local Hollywood royalty on The One Show.
Joining Jay and Kimberly tonight are two actors from Hollywood. One joins us live from LA and the other was born in Hollywood, County Down.
Please welcome the star of one of my favourite dramas of recent times, Big Little Lies.
So
brilliant.
Good.
And has it suddenly got a bit hot in here? The star of 50 Shades of Grey, it's Shailene Woodley and Jamie Dornan. Well, what a full house we've got tonight.
Unreal, yeah. Now, I know you've all been busy during lockdown. A lot of people have been learning new skills. I believe, Shailene, that you've been learning Spanish. So have one of us in the studio here tonight. So maybe if you start with some Spanish, the person that has learnt here will reply to you.
Oh, hola, ¿cómo estás? Mi amigo.
Hola.
Jay?
Hola.
Oh,
I'm great,
hola.
thanks. Yo quiero hablar español, pero yo necesito más tiempo, as do you.
He's got the
Wow, you're
accent and everything.
Oh,
Lovely.
thanks.
You're good.
That's the one sentence
You're
I know.
winning at the Spanish game.
Okay, that was all clean, right?
That was all very
yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah.
Very nice, very nice. So, Jamie, lots of people doing different things in lockdown. Now, we wondered what was going on here. Let's just have a look and appreciate this picture.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Shailene, like you've never seen him before. Jamie, go on.
I mean, what do you want to know?
Were you
I
dressing
want
up?
to know if that's a wig or not. That's what I want to know.
Where do I download that?
That is a wig. I mean, like some guys have come out of lockdown with hair like that, but I actually did like keep control of my hair during lockdown. That's one of the many wigs. You know, I have three little girls. We have three like dress-up boxes, and you know, you end up in ridiculous garb quite often. And yeah, it's one of those things that you know, post and then immediately regret. But sure.
Well, it's just dad duties, Jamie, isn't it? Dad duties.
Okay.
We're going to go back now to Shailene and Jamie. Now, we both watched your new film. Geth watched it a couple of nights ago. I watched it last night. Absolutely loved it. Before we chat about it, though, let's give the audience at home a little taste. Here it is.
It's called Endings, Beginnings. And Shailene, you have a difficult choice to make, or at least your character Daphne does, in choosing two very different men. Must have been a tough choice. They're two very
Tough
good-looking
gig,
men.
Shailene. I mean,
yeah.
really hard, this one.
But you came into it quite late. You came into it quite late. Was it 10 days before? Unscripted, completely improvised. Were you terrified or excited about that prospect?
I think it was a mixture of both. 10 days, 12 days, something wild like that. When you get thrust into a project like that, you don't really have time to think about it. You just kind of throw your hands in the air and say, "C'est la vie," and that's what we did. But the whole, honestly, I mean, Jamie, you probably feel this way too. Because we improvised the whole movie, I don't think any of us knew what we were doing the whole time. The whole thing sort of felt like we were jumping off a cliff and jumping into the deep end every single day. Regardless of how long we've been attached to the project.
I'm not sure you should admit that, Shailene, but I tell you what, you really do pull it off because it is a fantastic film. And Jamie, we heard that you got the script, and then, as Geth was saying, there's two main men in it that Shailene's character Daphne chooses between, and you had the choice whether you wanted to play Jack or Frank, two very different propositions. And you went for Jack, which is kind of, he's the nice guy, the solid, good morals. So, was that a tough choice, or why did you go for Jack then?
Well, you know, I don't want to like. I mean, I guess I'd probably been talking to Drake Dreamus, our director, for longer than Sebastian Stan had, and so the proposition was sort of given to me that, you know. This is before he talked to Sebastian, so both parts were kind of open, and you know, it was just a case of I found myself being slightly more aligned with Jack as myself, and because we're going to do predominantly improvisation in the movie, you want to be closer to the person that's closer to you. You know, you want to pick that person. So that's kind of what informed my decision. But I would love to have played Frank too, but it just Jack seemed to make more sense to me.
The relationships within the film are really intense, and we heard somewhere that you had a way of sort of relieving that tension between scenes if it got too much through Christmas songs, singing Christmas songs. Is this right?
I mean, that probably falls on me. I'm an incessant singer. Like I'm not a good singer, but I do it a lot, and it's one of those things. It's like a thing I just go to when there's a lull, or when there's a break or something, and I guess I start singing. And I sort of get a real sort of personal kick out of singing Christmas songs nowhere near Christmas.
So,
luckily Shay jumped on board. We sang some Christmas songs one night, and Shay was up for it. It was great.
Brilliant. What would be your go-to then? What would be the first Christmas song that would come into your mind mid-April?
Probably like White Christmas.
Nice.
How was he at White Christmas, Shailene? Any good? Good singer in him?
I mean, I love Christmas, but I'm very similar. I'll sing Christmas songs April, July. I don't care. But our director hates Christmas songs, which I think made it more fun for us as well, because it was a little bit of a, we knew that it drove him crazy, but he also loved it at the same time. I think that just made the whole joke go longer.
I don't mind when Michael Bublé comes up in my shuffle every now and then. I'll sing along to it. Do you know what I mean?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
All over that, even in March. Love it.
Shailene, listen, we've got to ask you about this. There's so many people, knowing that you were coming on the show tonight, asking about Big Little Lies. We loved the first 2 series. Is there a third? Can you tell us anything about it?
I have no idea. I mean, I wish I could. I'd love for there to be a third. I think, we love making that show. But I think right now, especially with quarantine, everything is up in the air. None of us know anything. Yeah. What is happening in the world?
Yeah. But I tell you, one film that has had a lot of airtime is Trolls, Jamie. Obviously, the children can't watch this film because this would not be suitable. But Trolls, on the other hand, fantastic. They've got a dad who's in it.
That's right, yeah. My kids get a real kick out of that. Listen, I mean, I did that movie because, I basically begged Universal Pictures, who I have a long-standing relationship with, to give me any part in it, because my kids were obsessed with the first one at the time. And I said, listen, is there anything you could do? I'll do anything to be in the next one. Give me any part, give me one line, whatever. So yeah, my kids get a real kick out of telling their friends that it's Daddy who plays the smooth minstrel.
That's brilliant.
Very cool. Yeah.
Hey, thank you both for joining us tonight. It's been really nice to chat to you. And good luck with the film.
Nice to chat with you as well.
Good luck indeed. Endings, Beginnings is available to rent or buy from Friday. Here on The One Show, we are sport for choice with our wildlife films. So when we heard that Jamie here has lots of animals at his home in the Cotswolds, including bats apparently, we thought we had the perfect film for him.
Yeah, but then our researchers spoke to Jamie on the phone, and apparently it's your worst nightmare, Jamie Dornan. Can you confirm or deny?
Listen, there's only 2 things in the world that I'm even remotely afraid of. One is bats and one is moths. I'm not even. They're relentless. I don't like how relentless they are in their pursuit of your face.
Well, I'd like to say that this film might change your mind, but it probably won't. Anyway, enjoy. It's lovely.
I will.